Is everything working? Is everything here? Okay. Okay, I do see something. Let's actually go in here, so that's good. And the mic is not uh taking issue. There's no issues with the mic and such. Well, we can actually move on then. So I'll be still discussing and then explaining, visually explaining the exercise routines. Uh, the uh, was it webcam magically appears here, but now I just gave it gave it away, and then I should get a new camera tomorrow. I mean, set it up, all that such, and yeah. So in the meantime, you just won't get to see my ugly mug and everything about me. You just get to hear everything about me. Especially how I'm going to best my abilities, but not really, explain all these moves. So, this was the last article we left off. We actually read half of it, where I gave explanations, and then I got to, I believe, around here. But just to be sure, I'm just browsing down here just to make sure I got everything. So, yeah, we got to the 10 beginner moves, and then we got the 14 common gymnastics floor moves. Scrolling down here, we already went through cartwheel and then aerial cartwheel. Aerial walkover, straight jump, scissors leap, and split leap, and cross handstand. So I already know that these I haven't left off them, and most likely I actually end up being here, number 7, round off. I'll just start here. So number 7, round off. A cartwheel style maneuver that involves a half rotation, a brief pause in a handstand position, and a return to the original standing position. So I got to no, I don't need to send a tweet, nor god dang it, Facebook, because Facebook is trying to gather everything from everybody, every darn lick splick info, and I'm not focused on that. What I'm here is actually spreading informative info, not just not personal info. So yeah, as a round off, flies will be similar to a cartwheel position, but you actually stand in one. You have both your feet and hands tucked instead of outwards, and then you have to do a jump on for the landing. So when it said about being a handstand position, a brief pause is that for a brief pause you'll be here, then you have to leap. So 1, 2, 3, pause, 4, 5. As you can see here, it talks about the ladder 3, 4, 5 step when it came to landing. So here, 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, all in continuous motion. You sadly can't pause in step 4 because that's not how gravity works. Anywho, let's go to number 8. 8. Cartwheel. A sideways rotation of the body where a gymnast begins in a standing position, rotates sideways with hands on the floor and legs in a split position, and continues rotating until once. Let me look at that. Once again in a standing position. I gotta rehydrate because I was able to grab my bottle while I was up. So let's search up just the cartwheel so everybody can have a visual imagery. but it's similar to the round off, but you have your feet and hands separate together, no, separate apart. So you're gonna have balance and stuff. So yeah, we got that. Let's just get this businessman off of his work as an offline clerk. He's doing a cartwheel. Notice he has his feet left and right from my side outward. Whether his hands are still a bit outward, but as you can see here, it pushes one hand here and another outward till he actually lands to his feet. Not a jump, but still has the same posture. He's not kneeling, so it means that he doesn't have much force to stick the landing. But yeah, this is cartwheel. Number 9, aerial cartwheel. Also known as a side aerial or just an aerial, this involves a cartwheel performed in midair where hands do not touch the ground. So let me look at aerial. Alright, this is a good image. Pop it here. Nope. I want to have it here in the side. So yeah, for aerial, it's a cartwheel, but you on air. You don't have to have your hands stick to the ground /4. And then you'll be landing from your one side of your foot. So yeah, as the arrows say, it's one continuous motion in order to build momentum, and you get that dunner along with an aerial cartwheel. While this woman's actually doing a split, but able to catch forward to her foot, and then stick a landing. So yeah, as you can see, this person is similar to this position, and that's an aerial cartwheel. So we're going to number 10, which is aerial walkover. Also known as a front aerial, it is similar to an aerial cartwheel in that gymnasts perform a complete revolution without touching the ground. Unlike a cartwheel, an aerial walkover involves a forward tumble, not a sideways one. So, yep. Going back, you're trying to look for the image. Let's go for aerial walkover. Let me see what comes up. No, there's a video recommended me with an emoji, and that's just blasphemy. So yeah, as you see, same thing here. Aerial walkover, also on the front arrow, is similar to an aerial cartwheel. That complete revolution without touching the ground. But unlike a cartwheel, an aerial walkover involves a forward tumble, not a sideways one. So as you can see here, it's a forward right sider versus let me no, I don't know. Okay. Yeah, I'm trying to open up the other page, which we may actually just do that instead. So yeah, you have this image here. It's not useful if they just show the same thing. But then again, there's probably not that many examples people have seen along with this. Let's try to compare it to there. Looks about the same, but the difference is in the front. Yeah, these are identical. Nope. Okay, as I said, yeah, learn the step-by-step aerial. But as it says, without hand cartwheel, but we're still looking at the walkover. So yeah, even the videos are not being helpful towards that. So I think the best thing to do is just go back to its explanation. So for cartwheel, it will be by side rather than front. Oh no, walkover. It's you have your body forward, front. So you're facing forward to the front and then backwards versus a side. Well, you gotta imagine just that way. If not, there's always videos. So let's go to 11, straight jump. A forward jump where the gymnast keeps straight legs during flight and when landing. So, as it says over here, a straight jump is being in this posture position here. You can see it when people doing the cartwheel front walkover, they stick the landing here. So not much to it. But I do wonder why is it not upwards here. Well, it's not the first numbers. Why is it below here? It seems like people will learn about how to straight jump versus doing the walkover cartwheel first. So I digress. 12. Scissors leap. Also called a twitch leap. No, switch leap. This is a forward leap where the legs move in a scissors style motion. So let's look over scissors leap. Let's search that up. Okay, dokie, yeah, got it. Gotcha. Come on. Yeah. Yeah, we got an image with 1 through 6. It shows the scissors leap. As you can see, it is a spiral one. So, let me repeat this again, also called a switch leap. This is a forward leap where the legs move in a scissors style motion. For the scissors style motion, you could see a split move cycling. So this person actually jumps forward here, does it around, as it says right now, doing around about F4. It's like just a straight split on the ground, and then he just lands. So for this one, it's not the same one, it's different. You actually get to see arrows of the motion. You got to helicopter away to the scissors leap. And, there's a pair of scissors. So, yeah, there's also this small little tiny one, which let me... No, I can't zoom, darn it. As you can see here, it's the same principle. But this person gets to do a push-up. Tactically attacking the ground and do a push-up. It doesn't look anything sexual. Like humping the ground. It's just doing push-up and attacking the ground. Nothing sexual about that. So let's go to 13. Split leap. A running forward leap where the gymnast passes through split position while airborne. So, as always, let's look that up. Alrighty, so split leap, as you can see here, it is just a split in the air. Yeah, you got my favorite doodles. And as you see here, when it comes to the scissors, well, no, that's not scissors, it's just a switch split leap. Yeah, as you see here, it's just a split leap. Here it is. But you're actually doing a live performance. You could also do this to actually do the split leap rather than just jumping up, straight up and then down. You can actually move and keep on moving while practicing. So that's again, well, actually, let's go to number 14. Cross handstand. A variant on a handstand where the hands are planted close together on the ground. So let's look it up. Well, actually, no. You all know the drill. Let's just search it up. All that jazz. Come on. Gotcha. I'm using Google this time. So, yeah. That's a handstand walk. It's just here. But we're looking for a cross handstand. This right here. YouTube video, just a handstand walk, then reverse handstand. So you know, you can't just make it up, but cross handstand is just doing a handstand while on the cross. What's the difference? So when it came to all other handstands, the most common handstand a lot of these performers for gymnastics done is one where you have your feet tucked together along with your hands. So give it credit for the cross handstand is that you have your hands tucked together more because you're pretty much doing agility move, performance moves on this bar. So it's all about balance. You also have this person which doesn't show the steps, but most likely it's just doing a handstand push up. I don't know much about the hollow back, but yeah. Well, let's actually go to a detour and just search that up. Handbag thing. No, I don't need to look at the pictures. I need to just know how it performed. So currently this is my screen right now, so let me put it front. And yeah, men's health, it doesn't explain it, just tells you the benefits along with some of the risks and stuff. But how to master hold form to better abs. So this is an ab exercise. We're back to men's health. There's the video. A hollow hold is a core training staple. Yeah, lower back presses to the ground. The shoulder blades don't touch your chin. Yeah, you should have to do that. The person is getting ready to run and sprint by the sidewalk. 5 steps to hollow rock. I'm looking for hollow back. Oh well. Now, it looks like the last thing I'm just going to do is just look for images and stuff and how people would start performing it. So remember, ab exercise. Ab. But yeah, a whole back press. So whole back has to do with your feet being together and such. And the press would be actually pressing downwards. Push-ups will be under the press family of exercises because you actually have to you gotta practice your entire body against that. So it's good for building strength along with your abs. So it's a tough form of push-up. That's how I'm just gonna remember the whole back. That's how I'm gonna remember the rest of my life. But yeah, anywho, we finished 14 common gymnastics floor moves. And as I remember before, all these are not in order because I feel that split leap, straight jump should just all be in the beginning exercises here versus like all the way down here because it seems like they are more important to know because they actually do build off that. And if you right off the bags, one of your first exercises, the aerial cartwheel, then you already know most of these exercises without even practice because you incorporate it to a hard exercise. But you're probably not going to do a perfect exercise if you don't get the basics down and try to individually perfect them. But, you could always just go back and redo them, relearn them and such. So it's all about how you organize your routine and how to perform it. It does make a difference. So now we're going to go to 4 common balance beam skills. And about... Right. Yeah. Let me just And here, check everything. Everything's good. So, alrighty. Let me say this again. 4 common balance beam skills. In the balance beam component of women's artistic gymnastics, gymnasts perform routines on a 4-inch wide solid beam. They must present the same grace and execution one might expect if they were performing on the floor. Many of the same maneuvers found in the floor exercise are also used on the balance beam. Some moves are particularly emphasized on the beam, including number 1, front and back walkovers, 2, front and back handsprings, 3, split leaps, 4, saltos, which are maneuvers that involve total body rotation around an imaginary axis. Aerial walkovers and aerial cartwheels are examples of particular impressed. If beam saltos, double salto, and triple salto are particular difficulty to execute and result in a higher score if done properly. Then it says learn more about the beam, including common beam drills in our guard here. So let's just take time to actually just briefly look over these, because we actually just look over just the walkover and split leaps. But for the sake and for me, just to follow along with this article to see how, or know, following this article by directions. Should I actually understand this more? Well, anyway, from the walkovers, remember from the images where walkover, it's pretty much doing this series of maneuvers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Same as here, so it'll be 10. But this is rookie guide for tumbling for cheerleading. So we're just going back to walkover, front walkover. But this says right here, and then you have these other moves. Gunner for tumbling for, yeah, we get it. It's from a walkover, but primarily for cheerleading, and for that, that's a performance act for the group. Yeah, back over. You see a real person actually doing it mid way to step, all the way to here, but she's doing split. Besides that, yeah, walk over. Just remember that. Then handsprings. Oh yeah, this is good. But yeah, as a handspring, remember the clones. You do the handspring up in the air, aerial like that. Same with this guy. Oh, he's having a good dandy time. There's also this low range one, but I could barely see anything. But yeah, go guy. This is how you actually do it. Be like him. Be one with gravity. So walk over, forward, and spring backward. Then you have leap, split leap, which the part of split leap is for the split leap. Split part is you just do a split in midair. You leap, you actually have to do the series of steps, which is freaking yay. Yay, found it here. Switch split leap, you just do that position. Do these steps, be in that position, and you're good. And then the last thing is the saltos. So this is a bit different because they didn't simply just, they actually give a description of saltos along with including double and triple without just saying saltos, double and trips and or slash triple saltos. So it looks like they have to explain it. Okay, so see here for the saltos, gymnastics, you pretty much, when it comes to using the bars, yeah, you just have this position and such. But there's actually not much examples with it. Let me actually type in something else. Okay, type in gymnastics. I still just get the same images. So I'm gonna go with exercise. Alright, come on. 90 inches, such. Okay, so when I just put saltos exercise, that's the best images that came. A variety of exercise routines and such, like this form of squatting, this form of jumping jack, and for this jump rope, it's just it seems like it's just regular jump rope in this image, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, it's a about they didn't explain it. Besides that, it also doesn't explain further here. It just tells what they have to incorporate when doing it during beam skills exercises. Well, exercises that involve beams to test out their beam skills. So the best thing is just to go back here and find out how they explain saltos. They explained it here briefly. Actually, no. No, I was wrong. I remembered they explained saltos on the wiki page and stuff, so yeah, even here it's doesn't properly explain it. Besides that, the imaginary axis would be circling around their movement. So when it came to the beam, it would be moving around the two beams, as you remember with if you remember the guy who actually was performing on two beams and having his feet extending outward while having both his hands touching both the beams to hold his position and using so he can move forward and backward. Yeah. That is part of the exercise, and yeah, to be honest, it's also pretty challenging to understand too. Just to visually learn it from using external tools, I'm just amazed that it's not here. I just get so many different exercises, and under men's health. No, sure, where's men's? Yeah, this one has men's health, and yeah, good housekeeping, which has a lot of exercise articles. They don't and showcase their exercises so much. So I think the best. So something else I'm going to do, and I'm doing this on the side, is I'm just searching this out, see if there's any videos. And see if anything puts up. Interesting enough, as you see here. Yeah, look at these results. Salto exercises. You'll have these bunch of videos like skater, jump rope, box jump, which yeah is the same here with this box jumping. Roping, which as you can see here, and skater or skater. Yeah, there it is. Oh yeah, so yeah, um, you could actually perform all these without necessarily doing a salto itself because the issue with all it is you also need the equipment, which is those two large beams and making sure you install them safely. So you probably have to actually be in a gymnastics gym to actually be able to exercise, and most likely you have to be part of an organization to actually work in those gyms, so recreationally. So yeah, you'll be part of a gymnastics team anyway. So that's how they get you, and why it's bad and the fig has been going strong. Okay. Okay, I said that was the last thing. That was the last thing I showed you on the page. But what I'm gonna do instead is I'm gonna show you a small video about the person actually just doing it. So yeah, so you can see here, she actually does it on look what you could say is a board and a backflip because there's really no difference. There's a difference between performing it and as you see, as you hear, beam exercises, or it says exercises that are involved in the beams, but you know, we'll go back to that article. But then let's go to the 6 common gymnastics vault moves. Compared to the floor and the beam, the vault showcases fewer gymnastic maneuvers. Nevertheless, the vault remains a critical component in determining a gymnast's overall score in the sport of women's artistic gymnastics. Here are some key moves. Ooh, well, this goes back to my nitpicks. The vault showcases fewer gymnastic maneuvers. Nevertheless, the vault remains a critical component in determining, yeah. It's important for it because of the scoring system and how they included for women's gymnastics, but it says fewer gymnastic maneuvers. Well, vaulting is still challenging, especially when it comes to where you vault and such. But then again, my headspace is to recreational outdoor exercising. So I can so yeah. So let's go with number one. Number one, front handspring. Much like the front handspring on the floor and beam, a vault handspring involves a forward flip. A handspring on the vault involves a running leap, a flip in handstand position on the vault, and then a push off to complete the flip and land on your feet. Handsprings frequently feature 1 and 1/2 twists. So instead of me just looking for a picture, because it seems like not many of the images actually you pop up of these exercises. So let me do this as an example. Alright, we have the image here. We learned this several times with the front handspring. Uh, if you don't know what you're looking for, along with some characteristics from some individuals like this person having their left foot saluting upwards, uh, or who knows, maybe that's just an extra arm in her belly button. They look very identical, and it doesn't talk about our the thing we're looking at, which is doing it while vaulting. So, yeah. So, anywho, yeah, the thing you can look at is gymnastics vaulting, and you'll see the mat and stuff they practice it and such. But no, that's pretty much it. And it also doesn't show it when it gets scored. So in the meantime, I'm just going to just go over these not showing images and just explain to the best of my abilities how it is. So front handspring. So for front handspring, you actually are doing that motion, those series of steps, in one fell swoop, while vaulting. So this type of vaulting will be just hopping from one side to another of a particular object. Hydrating right now. Yeah, over an object. That's not necessarily touching it, you're just jumping over it. So you're not using any of your hands, you're not using your momentum um, to touch it, you're just going over it. So all that momentum, all that strength and force is all coming from the body. It says here, you flip in a handstand position on the vault and then push off to complete the flip and land on your feet. So, yeah. Second will be Yurchenko, named for the gymnast Natalia Yuchenko. Is it Natalie? Yeah, let me repeat this. Gymnast Natalie Yuchenko. This move combines a round off on a springboard, a back handspring from the springboard onto the vault, and a back flip off the vault onto the floor. Yuchenko is frequently featured two or more twists. Learn about Yuchenko here. Oh, actually has a page here. So let me actually have it pop up here to see if there's anything that pops up. And yeah, there is a freaking survey. But yeah, darn. It's a full article here. So let me bring this up. Yurchenko drills. Yurchenko was named for Soviet gymnast Natalie Yurchenko, performed in 1982 Moscow competition. Yeah, we have these people, how you perform it and such. And yes, see the video. There's a further video down here. That how does Yurchenko work? All that jazz. Here is it. Here, 8 seconds, and they actually do properly position. What is alarming is that I haven't seen any masterclass videos when I type in on all these exercises on YouTube, or at least that one time. So, let me let me go back to what the video how many is. Now let's go to master class videos. See what pops up. Most likely these are actually on our own site. Actually, no. They have masterclasses its own videos on YouTube, but not exclusively just gymnasts. Remember, it's also a news website or article website, so they have a lot of video formats and stuff. So let me put gym gymnastics, and I'll be damned. they don't pop. Yeah, they're not the first one to pop up. But then again, on article website, on such, as you can see here, and let me pop downward here. Yeah, and some of the exercises here. Some of the stories. Besides that, at least you can say that you can actually look for videos and see how they perform it. So you can get an idea. So I digress. That's the Yuchenko. Yuchenko moves combines a round off onto a springboard and back handspring from the springboard onto the vault and a backflip off the vault to the floor. So yeah, main difference versus the front, you do a backflip, and then you have the run off. Springboard being the thing you'll be vaulting, so the object. So that would be a part of the Yuchenko. I still don't know it, but at least I could say, hey, I heard about that. It's not just a person. Now let's go to 3 and a monarch. A monarch. Monarch? It's not the Monarch Venture Brothers, but just a monarch. This maneuver is a variant of the Yuchenko, and a monarch starts with a round off onto the springboard, followed by a back handspring onto the vaulting platform, and then 2.5 twists into a lay back salto off the table and into landing in gymnastics, and Amon is sometimes referred to as a Schelfeld. Both Amon and Schelfeld are last names of prominent gymnasts known for performing this maneuver. So as you can see, especially these further ones, there's just so many people named after these. Let me actually just go over them because it seems like I can't probably explain it without people actually just learning it first time from a coach. Because even videos, it still doesn't do justice. So number 4 is Tushkaka. I'm having an issue with these Slavic names. Name for gym is Mitsuo Tushkara. Oh, okay. Oh, my hammer's got hurt. Oh. Mitsuo Tushkara. So that's Japanese. Okay. What about this one? Yania Provdonova. Slavic. Oskana Chosvitana. Yeah. Okay, that's interesting. Now go to number 4. Named by the gymnast Mitsuo Tushkara, this move combines a half turn onto the vault with a backflip. This move is sometimes called a Cartwheel, a moon somersault, or a moon salto. Tushkara's frequently feature twists. Always, and this one, name for the number 5, name for the gymnast Yona Prodonova. This maneuver is sometimes referred to as the vault of death. It combines a front handspring onto the vaulting horse with 2 tug front somersaults off it. Last, number 6, gymnast Oskansana Chosovitina. 2 vaulting maneuvers named after her. Both are derived from the Tushkara. The first begins with a handspring forward on the table, followed by a piquet salto forward with full twist off. Okay, followed by a pike salto forward with a full. Let me repeat this because I'm stuttering. Followed by a pike salto forward with full twist off. The second, Trospina, which is sometimes known as a Rudy, name for another gymnast, features a handspring forward on the table and a straight salto forward with 1.5 twists. All confusing and Okay, I'm gonna briefly just explain this. So number 4, one combines a half turn into the vault with a backflip. So you'll be doing on you'll be trying to do a backflip mid time. You'll make a half move during mid flight. Yeah, involves twist like the half turn. That's a twist. This maneuver is now number 5. This maneuver sometimes refers to vault of death. Combines a front handspring onto the vaulting horse with a 2-tug front somersault of a. So a vaulting horse. This is for a specific object. The vaulting horse, where you have that weird object that's meant for vaulting, and do a handspring around it. Around it. Okay. And then lastly, you have number 6. Both are yeah. The first begins with a handspring forward onto the table, followed by a pike salto forward with a full twist off. So this is the twist off. Oh yeah, the difference between that is just performing everything while not really handicapping yourself, but putting a obstacle while you do a performance. This obstacle is with you not performing. The first begins with a handspring forward onto the table, followed by a pike salto forward with a full twist off. So full twist off. So it's the way I was explaining it was that you had a twist off that gone. Let me gather my thoughts. Yeah. Oh, okay. So yeah, we could go with also the second one because this two-parter features a handspring forward on the table, so handspring size, and a straight salto forward with 1.5 twist offs. So going back to uh, doing twisting, actual twisting maneuvers. To perform these under, if you remember, where it is here, onto the table. So the object would be the table. This is all under the vaulting moves. Gymnastics. The vault, doing vault will consist of different vaulting objects or objects that's used to vault, but really it could just be jumping over. And besides moving it around, usually if it has a flat or not flat surface, because what is it? Uh, set. Well, I always call it saddles, but usually the fold object where people do saltos and such, will be appear differently. And yeah, that's it. That's all the article. There's still more like 3 uncommon uneven bar moves. What is a better athlete? And that's it. But as we learn here, it's pretty different. So it gives a description. Like I'm just gonna read this here. The uneven bars are perhaps the most unique component of women's gymnastics, since, unlike the floor, beam, and vault, they heavily emphasize upper body strength. Judges pay special consideration to high flying release moves, including pirouetting. You know what? Let's search that up. Let's find the meaning. Noun definition? No. Let's see if we could actually find it. Okay. See this one's. Okay, same. So it's pirouette. 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 Okay. High flying release moves, including pirouetting, and dismounts. Judges also look for exact handstand positions with large deductions for any deviations. Here are the iconic uneven bar moves: hip circle, kip, and fly away. So I already explained what these were before, but I'm just doing that just finish the article because I want to get to well, some of my final words with this article and stuff. Whether you're standing out of the want to become a better athlete, whether you're standing out of the floor or dreaming big about going professional in gymnastics, is as challenging as it is rewarding. At 22, yeah, someone bells. Yeah, we got that. Want to become a better athlete from training regimens into mental preparedness, preparedness, preparedness. Oh, okay. Mental preparedness. Learn everything you need to enhance your athletic abilities with the Masterclass annual membership. Yeah, it just talks more about that and such because the point of it is also to sell you for moves. But yeah, Masterclass article for 31st Central Gymnastic Moves explained gymnastic skills list. They explain it, but usually I have to actually find out just some pictures because they just give the description. And when I came to the descriptions, they're decent at least with what key terms are always um forward in other exercises where another exercise say do this exercise and do that. Well, I could go back here and actually look at it, or I remember some specific things like to do the split leap, literally a combination of splits and a forward leap. So yeah, but the issue they have is just having everything um, organized, where it seems like some that are way below the list should actually be in the top. Because reading downwards would be like, okay, let's go with front walkover, similar to a front handspring, but it's a front walkover. The gymnast's legs move one after another, resulting in a smooth, fluid motion. Well, yeah, similar to a handspring, but in a front walkover. And that's unnecessary because I'm learning about front walkover. And then for the front handspring, it has it here. So that's good. But let me look for an example that goes against it. This thing pops up, which is a running forward leap where the gymnast passes through a split position while airborne. Split leap, which where it is, where okay, have any? Okay, did I have everything here? Okay, yeah, I do. So, okay, yeah. Yeah, a straight jump being all the way down here, and the somersault being all the way up here, where you do a straight jump here while doing certain somersaults. So, why is this way below here? I most likely already know what a jump is already because we learned that. So, this is not the perfect one. And yeah, this one, it only tells you general such. Now, looking as the average SMO, it is still not great. Because, how am I especially going to understand these and try to incorporate it? But, that's the thing with gymnastics. I learned it's not many people do it recreationally, and we see why. So, the latter thing I'll just go by is just talk about this article. The article that I left. Because I was still fascinating out everything in gymnastics. And is this one. So I'm going to briefly read it as much as I can and go over some of it. Because, yeah, today will be the final day of me just talking about gymnastics because I feel like I just learned enough as I want. So, Makahaba. Malakahaba is a traditional sport originating from the Indian subcontinent in which gymnast performs aerial yoga postures and wrestling grips in a concert with a vertical stationary or hanging wooden pole, cane, or rope. The word Makahaba also refers to the pole used in the sport. The pole is usually made from shesham, Indian rosewood, polished with castor oil. Three popular versions of Makahaba are practiced using a shesham pole, cane, or rope. So, besides incorporating yoga postures and wrestling grips, you also have it being a pole sport or sport that involves pole, like pole dancing or cheerleading. Oh, no, that's part of it. I find fascinating. So let's go down to the history of it. History. Actually, no, I forgot the contents. Yeah, these are the contents. We're going to 1 through 4 and skim through 5 through 8. So, history. Chandrak Torkar, pottery, dated 2nd century BCE and 1st century CE, with narrative figures carved on them show a couple exhibiting gymnastics by hanging on a pole like a structure in the shape of a T, which is held by another person. In 7th century CE, Chinese Buddhist pilgrim Xingshang provides evidence of pole climbing of pillar cult which he witnessed at Allahabad. He states that Hindu ascetics climbed the top of the pole, seated at Alibad, clinging onto it with one hand and one foot, while other hand and foot stretched out the air, and watched sunset with their heads turned right as it sets with indicated would as it sets, which indicates a solar right. Well, let me actually make this bigger for me to read. But yeah, that's the gist of it, the history. Let's go more down here. Now we have this. Competitively, there are several versions, but three variations of Makahaba sport as it practiced since 1937. Pole Makahaba, hanging Makahaba, and rope Makahaba, as it's shown here. And yeah, it talks about this recognition to its own National Gymnastic Championships, so NGC. So it's still part of the organization and such. But yeah, I'm surprised that the FIG doesn't recognize it, or there's more sports under these organizations. But maybe it's just exclusive to the Central Asia. So let's go with the variations specifications. Pole Makahab. In this variation, a vertical wooden pole made of teak wood or shisham is fixed to the ground. The pole is smeared with castor oil, which helps to minimize excessive friction. Participants perform various acrobatic feats and poses while hanging on the pose. Wrestlers mount, dismount, and utilize the pole for various complex calisthenics designed to develop their grip, stamina, and strength in their arms, legs, and upper body. So yeah, specifically under the realm of calisthenics. Now, there are a number of pillars, although most is freestanding upright poles, some of 8 to 10 inches in diameter, planted in the ground. Okay, this part here. Hanging Makahaba. This type of Makahaba is similar to the pole Makahaba, but it uses a wooden pole shorter than the standard pole and pole Makahaba. And then let's go with rope. In this variation, the participant performs exercises while hanging on the rope suspended from a support at the top. The rope is typically 5.5 meters, 18 feet long, and approximately 1 to 2 centimeters, 0.39 to 0.79 inches in diameter. The rope is caught by a performer in the gap between big toe and the second toe, which, along with both feet, are climbing upwards to the ground to the rope. Alrighty, now let's go down here. Official international organizations, yeah, yada. And then you have the official India Makahaba Sport National Organizations. That's here. And that's about it. It also represents, yeah, pole dancing and Chinese pole. So I already went down here and such, but hey, I still so enjoyed reading this because it's still it's informative to know how expansive this form of gymnastics is to other plays in sports, because yoga, yeah, is initially from India, India and some continent, along with parts of wrestling. So here's the last thing I'm gonna do, right from gymnastics. And it is just me probably pronouncing it. Just to actually tell people only like how do you pronounce it. Malcolm. 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 Malcolm or Malcolm. So that's what it is. Malcolm. Malcolm. Depending on your pronunciation such. So yeah. Look at I'm rating this. Even though I just read this for the past 4 minutes and such. Besides that, that's pretty much it for today. Tomorrow it's gonna be a new week and I am excited. Um so hope everyone else is also excited for Mondays. Or at least find a way to make it exciting. Besides that, signing off.